She wears orange. Anybody know that's her signature color, right? And I took a picture of her table. It was all orange. It was all branded. And she teaches other speakers. She has a little tribe of speakers of how to do that. Now, she has a great message, but presentation is everything. So I'm not going to go off on that. One of the real thing I will say, especially for people who want to be speakers, is that your pastor looks really, really good. And one of the things I would just say that sometimes if you want to speak, image is important. So consult an image consultant. I mean, we all love Jennifer Hudson. We loved Jennifer Hudson when she was heavy, but she looks fabulous now. It's like jaw dropping. Now it's like, oh my God. So anyway, that's enough said. The other thing is have a spectacular biography. Before you write the book, this is before you write the book. All right, this is not about you getting in the closet in that cave writing that book. All right, a bio lists your awards, your activity. It's called a one sheet. It'll have your photo on it. This is all on my blog, but basically it's those things that maybe talk about your speaking topics or whatever it is, but you need a bio so people can introduce you. This is what's going to be on the back of the book, you know, about who you are and what you do and that sort of thing. So you want to have a good bio. You're going to need that anyway because Facebook asks you about me. Your blog's going to ask you about me. YouTube's going to ask about me. Everywhere on social media, they want to know, who are you, what do you do? So make sure you craft those words the way you want it. Just like William read my bio that Antonio kind of rewrote. But you want to craft those words, and you can make it long and then obviously make a short one. That is really, really key. The other thing before you write your book is to give workshops, seminars, or even teleseminars. Because the more you speak it, the more you're going to see the reaction of people about how they're responding to what you want to write. Sometimes the writers will just say, this is what people want. They write it and write it, and they write it in the cave for 6 months, and they come out, and then it just lies flat. So give free workshops, you know, at your church, at schools, to get the response of what people want. If you start talking about something and you see people really like that, then make sure that's a chapter in that book. And if you want, you can actually record when you speak too. That way, you don't have to write as much. You can give it to a transcriber, and they can transcribe it. Then you just edit it, and that's a chapter of your book. I'm writing a book called The Swag of Social Media, and I did a teleseminar. And that teleseminar was an hour and a half. When it was transcribed, it was 200 pages. From an hour and a half. I talk a lot, don't I? It's like, whoa, I don't even have to do more teleseminars. The other thing, to establish a book, you have to write, and I would suggest everyone get this book. It's called The Christian Writer's Market Guide. It's the Bible of the industry. It's really thick. I would have brought it with me, but it's too thick. But the Christian Writer's Market Guide, where you can write in publications for, like Gospel Today. I write a column in Gospel Today every single month. Dr. Teresa Harrison is the author, is the publisher. That's her there. She brands well too. But you can write columns for magazines, and that gives you what they call writer's credits. So once you have writer's credits, it actually helps you with when you become a publisher of a book, okay? So once you actually have writer's credits, and because sometimes you can come out with a book and it's like, oh, okay, you're an author. And it's like, I didn't even know you wrote. You don't want that reaction, okay? You want to have a little bit of writing credits, at least a blog, okay? So get some writing credits. Now, the Christian Writer's Market Guide probably has about 5,000 different publications that you can write for. Now, they may pay you or they may not. But they give you the publisher, they give you their email, they tell you what they're looking for, they tell you whether it's going to be a men's magazine, a women's magazine, a children's magazine. Authors do not do that. They don't do it. They don't do it often enough. They just write in their cave, and then they just think everybody's going to come and buy this book. Spread the book as you're writing it to different magazines and publishers so that even if it's a newspaper, I don't want to just say it's always magazine, but even if it's a newspaper, is there a local news? I saw there was a newspaper when we were leaving church today. The Good News.
The Good News, yeah.
Yeah, write for them. Write a column for them. You can put that in your bio. A columnist with whatever that newspaper is, or recently published in. That is part of it. So when you walk past it every Sunday, just pick it up and say, you know what, I'm going to send them something. Don't make it long. Make it about, 200, no more than 500 words. People are really, people love to write books. But I'm thinking, like, you're becoming more and more illiterate. Nobody likes to read anymore. It's like, well, who's reading these books? And everybody's like, well, don't do any more. We were at the conference yesterday. So people don't want any Harry Potter books. That's, those books that are really, really thick. 200 words, 200 pages at the most, 250 words for a blog post. Anything longer than that, people are bored. They're not going to read it. We live in such a fast-paced world that we need constant stimulation all the time, and so the more things that have bullets, people read more. And checks, if you notice that, people are just scanning, and people. And I'm not discounting that your book does not have to be good, because it does have to be good. What I'm saying is that you don't labor so hard on the actual writing of the book as much as you labor on the marketing of the book.
That's good.
Okay? Because you can find a good editor, a really good editor, all right? And they can make your words sing, all right? So don't labor so much about that part as well. The other part about building your platform, you can write opinion editorials too. Meaning that if there's a newspaper and you have a strong opinion about it, you can write them or query them to write an opinion editorial. That will give you a lot of traction. But the whole point of it is that you want people to know who you are. So at the end of that article is going to be that short bio, and that bio is going to have what? So they can contact you. What will it have? Not your email, but something even more important.
Facebook. Phone number.
Not your Facebook. Your website.
Okay.
Because Facebook they own. The website you would own.
That's
all right.
true.
So everybody should buy their own URL, buy their own name. If it's Gwen Irby, GwenIrby.com, AntonioCrawford.com. I'm Pam Perry, PR.com. Buy that now. GoDaddy, $9.99, and buy that. And eventually, you'll say, this article was written by such and such, and then it's like, go to suchandsuch.com. Now, if that name is taken, you'll have to do something else, be more creative with it. But the main thing is you want to make sure that. The other thing, too, that you want to make sure that you do in order to build your platform is to make sure that you are doing a database, meaning that you have email addresses in AOL or Gmail. That is not really a database. It has to be in something like either Constant Contact or AWeber, so that you're not spamming people or getting in trouble with the spam laws. So it's a database management program. And they can be something like MailChimp as well. Some are free that you can investigate. But basically you're taking folks' emails address that I asked everyone to pass that down. Pass that down. And I get everyone's email address and I load that into a database. And so a database are those, pass that around.
It's been done. It's been around.
Oh, it's been around. And basically, everywhere you go, you're going to actually ask people for databases and put them on. In exchange for, you didn't give me your email address unless you're going to get something free. So I'm going to send you a free ebook. And so that's what you have to have. You've got to have something free, and you've got to have a way to collect the email. And then maybe once a month, at least, send them an email letter. Don't email them every day. People will delete you. People will delete you. Unless you're marketing, that's different, because I email people all the time. And so I'm talking about marketing, so I have a little bit more email things. But on you guys, I'll just put you on to send you your thing. But that's really like the main thing to build the platform, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to say that you have 10,000 people on your email list, that you have 10,000 people following you on Twitter, that you have a Facebook page of 3,800 people, that you have 45 people friends on Facebook, that you have 780 people subscribed to you on YouTube, that you have bloggers that have subscribed. I think I have like 800 bloggers that are subscribing for a network blog. You want to say that. When you say those numbers to a publisher, they're like, oh, okay. Well, you can sell some books then. You got to try it. But at this point,
questions. A lot of some people have questions.